Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. In our previous videos, we've created a model we can use to calculate Tesla's stock price. I've added a link in the description below. We can run all aspects of Tesla's business through it. We input the variables we want, and out comes the revenue, profits, and stock price. We've tried the variables as to which we may best believe Tesla eludes us to how the business should progress, and we end up at a $15,000 stock price, possibly as early as 2025. Now, this number was new information to me. Of course, we have our own ideas of just how big Tesla can be, and they do get silly, but it was nice to see how it plays out with each side of the business. It was a number attached to a string of if statements. For example, if Tesla has a 30% margin, if Tesla can solve FSD, if Tesla has factories at 15 million units capacity a year, and if Tesla can secure a supply of 2 terawatt-hours of batteries. If you like, you can also add if Tesla has very few competitors, but I'm really starting to feel like this is not going to be a factor. But it is the level of battery supply I find the most important. The margins are already proven. With the addition of 4680 batteries, cell-to-vehicle manufacturing, and the proliferation of LFP cathodes, the margins will only improve. But some of these savings can also be passed on to the consumer, thus increasing demand even further, and making the chance of competition dwindle that much more. Not to mention the advances in FSD, encouraging more drivers to upgrade, and for Tesla to receive more income with less deferred revenue and rising prices, taking margins to a possible 40%, which is similar to the likes of the Apple iPhone, a more comparable product than, say, a Toyota Prius, at least in my opinion. The factories aren't an issue either. Tesla has demonstrated that this is something they thrive at. Witnessing the amount of time it took Shanghai to go from a field of dirt to cars rolling off the production line is evidence that building factories will not be a constraining factor for this company's future growth. So we're left with scaling batteries as the one remaining hurdle to prove. Last year, Tesla delivered 500,000 cars. If each car had an average battery size of 65 kilowatt hours, then that would equate to a total of 32 gigawatt hours. If you add megapacks and Powerwalls, then perhaps we're at a total of 35 gigawatt hours. Yet we want to see 2 terawatt hours of batteries in just 4 or 5 years, over 50 times as much. Is this number too unbelievable? Is it a pipe dream? Will we see delays on the promises like we have with FSD and robotaxis? What evidence do we have this is going to come to fruition? Why no massive scale in battery production until now? What have Tesla been waiting for? Are we to assume that they run the numbers on the 2170 batteries and didn't take long to realize it was no more than a fool's errand if they wanted to create enough batteries for all of mankind to transition off the internal combustion? Well, yes, quite likely. Tesla came to the realization that it would take 135 equivalent of fully built Nevada gigafactories to supply enough batteries. This was not feasible. This was not scalable. Something had to be done. It wouldn't have taken them long to work this out, and probably the reason only 1/3 of the factory was ever completed. And rather than finish building the factory, it made sense to go back to the drawing board and find a better solution, a better battery, the 4680. So if that was the case, then now we should finally see the ramp up of some serious battery production and supply. Is this something Tesla can truly achieve? Do we have evidence? Well, we've seen the videos of the pilot plant at Cato Road showing us the manufacturing process. We've seen videos of the Model S Plaid race around tracks with outstanding performance. We're told that Cato Road is almost up to 10 gigawatt hours a year production, with capacity for another line taking it to 20 gigawatt hours. We've been told Tesla suppliers are starting 4680 batteries too. But all these batteries will require more natural resources, so we heard Tesla were trying to secure a deal with Indonesia for nickel. It sounds like Indonesia wanted too much from the deal. Perhaps they thought they had more bargaining power than they actually did, and that there'd be some other battery manufacturer that will agree to a deal if Tesla didn't. That might not be the case though. I'm going to guess Tesla soon won't be far off consuming 90% of all batteries on the planet. They're almost the global battery monopoly in the world. Instead of Indonesia, New Caledonia seemed more than happy to supply nickel to Tesla. Tesla needs to achieve their mission. They need to get the cost of producing cars as low as possible. The nickel needs to be sent directly to battery factories that are next to the car manufacturers in order to save money and logistics, similar to Henry Ford, who even had his own steel mills for his cars. Ford was renowned for vertical integration too. But Indonesia was hoping for more opportunity, and Tesla didn't allow that. On the other hand, perhaps Tesla's mission is a more holistic act of altruism that will end up benefiting not just Indonesia, but all developing nations, giving them more affordable, decentralized power. And sure, some nations will not benefit, such as Saudi Arabia. But don't worry, they've hedged themselves with a large stake in Lucid Motors, so they'll be just fine. So now our jobs as investors is to keep an eye on battery supply and production, to work out how achievable it all is and how fast it's scaling and to what level we can really reach. Tesla tells us they'll manufacture 100 gigawatt hours in-house themselves in 2022. That's approximately 3 times the amount of batteries they purchased from all their suppliers in 2020. Elon has openly told all battery manufacturers to make as many batteries as they can, and Tesla will buy them all. Well, we know why. On Battery Day, we're told that Tesla has an objective to reach 3 terawatt hours of batteries a year in-house. But according to their table, the global requirement is 10 terawatt hours. Elon implies that it will be with the help of competition, other EV manufacturers, to help them achieve this level. Well, collectively, all other EV makers combined aren't coming close to what Tesla is achieving, let alone 7 terawatt hours of vehicles by 2030. No, this is all Tesla. That 10 terawatt hours is Tesla's, with the help of their suppliers. Elon says in 2030 they'll be doing 20 million vehicles. Well, 20 million vehicles is only about 1 to 1.5 terawatt hours. I think Tesla could create 3 Model 2 factories alone that will do 20 million vehicles a year, or more if we believe somewhat what Elon says. Tesla could be closer to 40 to 50 million vehicles a year by that stage. And yes, when you plug these numbers into the model, there's too many digits. There isn't enough money in the world for that, you might think. But business is not a zero-sum game. It is possible to create more value in the economy. Anything that saves people time means they can work more and add more capital into the world. For example, for FSD, people no longer have to drive. It frees up more time. Boring tunnels mean people can get places faster and spend less time contained in a car in the first place, giving them more time to work or spend money, both contributing to the growth of the economy. But to improve human capital, it means resources are taken from the earth faster than before, and changed into products of more value. More water is required to make these products too. Although some resources are abundant, they're not unlimited. We still need more businesses that replenish the world rather than rinse it of its resources. The fact that Tesla's batteries can be recycled once they stop working means that eventually we'll have taken enough resources for batteries to support the world's energy. Products like Tesla's heat pumps reduce the amount of power that's required in the first place. We have a paradigm shift of saving the world, making life more efficient, and perhaps we build a renewable, decentralized world in time. But no one knows as much as Tesla that they have to do everything they can to make as many batteries. They've run the numbers too. They know that if they can make enough batteries, they can make more money than any company in history with a valuation of the same position. So right now, surely, they are bound to be doing everything they can to make as many batteries as possible. Is Tesla going to be the biggest company ever? Are they going to have a chance on transitioning the world to sustainable energy? Well, the proof is in the batteries. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.